I started my nail business in my bedroom and now I'm fully booked with my own nail salon at age 20. And let's get into how I did that. If there's one thing about my channel, it's that I don't gatekeep, and you guys have been asking so many questions regarding how I run my business, how I started it, and how I do my social media. All the questions I'm gonna be answering in this video. Whether you're interested in starting your own salon or in the beauty industry, I'm sure you can take away some few important things that I've learned throughout my journey, and I hope it can help you guys somehow. So let's get into answering the questions that you guys have. I've looked through my questions on Instagram and TikTok, so I'm just gonna start with the ones that have been the most repetitive. One of the questions I got on my Instagram was, how long did it take to get fully booked? In my nail salon, I got fully booked within the first 3 months of starting my business. Like I mentioned it before, I started my home salon in my small bedroom apartment in Tokyo, and it was pretty far from the city center, so people were coming out from all the way on the other side of Tokyo, taking an hour to an hour and a half to get to my apartment in the countryside. I call it the countryside because it's just really inconvenient to get to. You have to take really bad train lines and walk 15 minutes to get to my apartment. Even in those circumstances, I was fully booked within 3 months, and I want to tell you guys what I did. So I was posting consistently on TikTok. One of the most important things that I did that directly correlated to getting those clients was a location tag. I tagged my location Tokyo on each video that I posted, which really helped TikTok push out those content more to the people that were in my area. Location tag was definitely something that I caught on to very early on. So right from the get-go, I would get maybe around 1 DM a week to when I was fully booked, I would get 5 DM requests per day. And I do want to mention quickly that I've paid zero money for any advertisements on social media. So that's what worked on my TikTok to get fully booked. So now that I've kind of mentioned about the location tag, I want to get into something that is even more important: the quality of your photos. Whatever product you're selling, you want to get the best angles, the best color, and that goes the same when it comes to nails, when it comes to lashes, when it comes to whatever beauty product that you're selling. I've studied so many of the top nail creators. One of the things that stands out about them is how crisp their videos, how crisp their photos are. That's when I realized I had to get better at taking photos. Also, the quality of the equipment that you use does matter. So as my business evolves, I've kept reinvesting my money into the equipment I use, especially my camera or my phone. On Instagram, your Instagram is like your website landing page. It's the first thing that people usually see as a overall brand. So some of your core values, core skills, your uniqueness should shine through your Instagram page. Here's another really good question. Someone asked me, any tips and tricks to work faster, improve the timing? It takes me 6 hours to finish one set. Definitely practice is one of the best things that you need to get faster. You won't get faster without any kind of practice. One of the best improvements that I've made that affected my speed is definitely having a cleaner, more simple workspace. Only have the things you need on your desk to make it less messy, less chaotic. You don't want to be giving your clients the feeling of like that you're rushing. You don't want to rush the experience, but you do want to be smart with the steps that you take. It's almost like a race, but don't make it seem like a race. I see these people on TikTok, these nail artists finishing a set in 1 hour, having 8 clients a day, and that definitely took a toll on my own confidence. I probably take an hour and a half to 3 hours for any set. It definitely gave me the pressure to finish within an hour, but I realized whenever I was rushing and I was feeling pressured, the quality of my work just really went down, and I wasn't taking the necessary time and the necessary care for each client, and that really tore down my confidence because I'm like, this isn't who I am as an artist. I want to give my all into what they're paying. Quality takes time. If you're trying to build a quality business, I don't think speed is one of the things that you should be mainly concerned about, but more the quality, the service, the experience of it. So yeah, my biggest advice is don't let getting faster affect you so much. Of course, if you're taking 4 to 5 hours, maybe there's some steps that you can cut out of your routine to make it more faster for your clients. How do you film content, and will you be making an in-depth video like editing, etc.? I don't think it's interesting enough to make a full-on video about it, but I will mention what I use on this video. I use the Osmo Pocket 3 for my YouTube, like any sit sit down videos like this, I use my Osmo Pocket 3. It's a really good camera. I mean, I think it's more on the affordable side of video cameras, so that's what I use for my videos like these. For nail tutorials or nail photos, anything nail business related, I use my iPhone 16 Pro Max. I feel like this is sufficient enough to film really good quality photos and videos. I love my iPhone. I wouldn't have my business without my iPhone. I use the Fifine mic for any voiceovers. I think it's really good quality. I really like this mic. I use CapCut for editing and Epidemic Sound for free copyright music. I think the most I pay for any of these tools is the Epidemic Sound, the free copyright music, and the Osmo Pocket 3 that I bought here. Those two were probably my biggest investments in my whole filming and editing side. I think this is very specific to me because I have a career out of YouTube. I think being a YouTuber is like half of my job. I invested a lot of money into equipment when it comes to filming, but if you're just a regular nail artist that wants to market their videos on TikTok, on Instagram, then your iPhone is probably like good enough for anything. But I do recommend investing in a voiceover mic like this if you want to get into social media. How long did it take for a set when you first started? This is a little embarrassing, but I used to take 3 to 4 hours when I first started with nails. It definitely took me a year to get to the speed that I am at now. Now I can complete any set within 2 hours, 3 hours max, if it's a really high level design. If it's a very simple one color, then I can probably finish it within an hour to an hour and a half. And that's really through practice and repetition. Someone asked me, as a beginner nail tech, how can I grow my platform? Like I mentioned it before, use social media to the best of your capabilities. Take advantage of the free resources that are out there. I think a lot of my career depends on my consistency in social media. May seem like a surprise to a lot of people because you might just see me as a nail artist, but there's a lot of behind the scenes on how I keep up with social media. I do earn from TikTok and YouTube, those two platforms, so they do contribute to like my finances as a business. Really good question. What do you do to stay passionate about nails and prevent a burnout? So I've had maybe 2 burnouts in my whole career as a nail artist. Those burnouts happened because I pushed myself too far. When I talked about me feeling pressured to get faster, I started taking on clients a lot more than what I was capable. I took on around 4 clients max a day. Again, seeing other people being capable of that and having 8 clients a day really made me feel like if they can have 8 clients a day, then I should be able to handle 4 clients a day. It's a great feeling to always have clients that want to come to your salon, but it's also a lot of pressure because you want to be able to take them all. But that pressure was really killing my passion for nails, to be honest. When I was overdoing it, doing 4 clients a day, 5 days a week, that was exhausting me mentally and physically. I wasn't able to really reinvest into my business by reassessing what I want to do. At one point, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And it wasn't until I really stepped back, took my time with each client, that I started regaining the passion for nails again. I think that's such a personal journey as well. Like, some people love nails more than others. Some people have higher limits than others, and that was just my limit. So as soon as I felt like I don't like my job anymore, that was a big red flag, and I don't ever want to feel like that about my job, especially with how blessed I've been in the clients that I have. It just sucks to feel like you don't like your job when so many people are rooting for you. But there are going to be times like that, and you have to expect times to be like that, or else you wouldn't learn from your mistakes. So now we're coming to the end of this Q&A session. I hope the questions that I answered were the questions that you wanted answered. If you have any extra questions, please don't hesitate to comment down below. Either I will reply in the comments or I will make another video. I definitely want to make this a regular thing and just sit down with you guys and answer a bunch of questions you have. This is reminding me now that I get a lot of questions asking me what visa I'm on. I'm not on any visa. I have a Japanese passport. I'm Japanese, so that's not an issue for me. This was really cute. I really enjoyed just sitting here and chatting and yapping. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video.